All right, this is Greg here, your Tofu Dojo correspondent, checking in with Frankdadank, Mr. Fr4nkD4D4nk. How you feeling today, sir?
I'm doing well, man.
Good, good. So one of the tournament organizers right here put this on, you know, so big props to you, big shout outs to you guys, and
no problem.
What you guys are doing for the Northwest. So tell us a little bit about what it takes to put something like this together. What can players do? What can we do?
A lot of planning, definitely and foremost. Make sure you have a good idea with what you want to provide for your players.
Okay.
And then the trends right now, sponsors, you know, just getting the word out to a lot of people. We have a lot of great sponsors now, like Mad Cats, you know, just give them the heads up early.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, you definitely want to give yourself a lot of time to prepare the event, like a good at least 6 months, if not 9 or a year.
Wow. Okay.
Just so you have a lot of time to just flesh everything out and make sure that everything is looking great.
Okay.
Online registration, I think, is a great plan to do as well. Website, using a lot of the social media that we have, Twitter, Facebook, you know, but of YouTube.
Exactly.
I mean, the whole 9 yards. Really just push to promote your event. We got Shoryuken and event hubs as well.
Shout outs.
Letting people know and getting the word out. I mean, we were expecting a few out-of-town players, but we got a lot more than we expected, which is great.
That's what we need. That's exactly what we need. So tell us about some of the hiccups that you came across trying to do this. I know there's always going to be problems, you know, but at the same time, so what people trying to do the same thing that you can look out for, you know?
One of the big ones that we had definitely is day of registration. Pretty much, I know for one of the games, we almost doubled the number of entrants on day of.
Wow.
So that led us to little problems with trying to space out time for the tournament itself. And then just, you know, making sure that everything is run tight knit. You know, definitely make sure if you're doing day of registration, or if you're having people like, you know, buying raffle tickets or attendance fees, you're gonna want to make sure that you have somebody making sure that nice box is where it's supposed to be, and you know where it's at all times. Also the equipment too.
Exactly.
I mean, you know, when you really sit and think about it, it's a lot of common sense stuff. You know, you want to make sure that your equipment is taken. You want to make sure that your stream is looking well.
Of course.
You want to make sure you have enough volunteers. Volunteers are really huge, and I think it's something that a lot of people overlook. You want to make sure you have enough people to help run your stuff, because the more you have, the less you have to worry about.
Shout outs to Robert Plummer doing a big job, doing a great job running those brackets.
He definitely was running those brackets and making things happen.
Exactly. Shout outs to you, man. Doing a good job, man. Keep it up. I hope to see you at the next Northwest Majors. Tell us what you think that, you know, tournament organizers, you know, from your point of view, you know, from a player to people watching this at home, what can we do to help level up the scene? And you had differentiated getting better or making the scene better, and I think they're one and the same, you know? So what are your thoughts on that?
Definitely you want to start, you know, if you have a small scene, be really welcome and open to new players. I know that some of the scenes I've seen and I've heard from other players where if there's somebody new and is not really knowledgeable, they kind of really grill at them for making those mistakes. And you know, a player that's trying to get in, if they're doing, you know, getting that feeling from them and that negativity, they're not going to want to come back and keep going.
Exactly.
So definitely, you know, what we did here is, you know, like when, a prime example is when Vanilla came out, we had the cabinets here, we had maybe like 11 people. And then once console hit, we realized that there were places that were throwing tournaments that we didn't know about. So then we started going to those tournaments and then, you know, winning those tournaments. But at the same time, we saw new players who we would be open to them and let them know that they can come talk to us and ask questions, provide those answers, play with those guys, and then just started building. And we went from 11 to now what? I would say definitely over 100 people.
Wow.
And that's just, you know, probably in like AE. We're not even counting Marvel and all the other games that we have here. And just keep it real close knit. I mean, you know, not saying that you have to get along with everybody, because you know, you can't.
Of course.
It's almost impossible to do that. But, you know, just keep it nice and like a family. That's the best way.
You know what though? That's been a common point on these interviews. Is you may not have to jive with everyone, but respect is the big thing.
Yeah,
you know,
definitely.
you're gonna respect everyone that you meet, and if you don't, then that's how you get shunned very, very fast. You know, so
and particularly when we have a lot of people from out of town see our scene, they're really impressed about the close knitness. I mean, if you watch the finals or even watch during like pool play, anytime that someone from Seattle is playing, you're hearing people just getting hyped, yelling, doing the whole 9 yards. And I think a lot of people don't really. They're not used to that. So it kind of throws them off. So definitely, it definitely shows that we're a tight-knit group. And I think that's the biggest point. And then, of course, with the more players, the scene itself will get stronger as long as you keep pushing and trying to get people better. Because if you have somebody that's pushing to try to beat you, then when they do beat you, then you have to turn around and it's just a leapfrog over and over and over.
Level up off each other. You know, when one thing doesn't work, you know, you go find out something. Hey, that Blanca ball is messing me up. What I need some new technology. What can I do?
Yeah,
that,
exactly.
You know, it's a hypothetical situation, but you get where I'm going with that.
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
All right. So yeah, from that, tell us about one of your most memorable tournament moments. It can be from an organizing standpoint. It can be from playing, winning, losing, whatever you got. He's got something good cooked up already.
I know exactly
Let's
which
run
one. This is actually way back. This is Evo 2003.
Damn!
Yeah, and then on top of that,
right here.
It's Soul Calibur 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
OG for real.
I'm in losers bracket. I'm 2 away from getting out of pools, and I'm playing against this guy. I beat him when he picked Raphael. It was Taki versus Raphael. I won. Then he countered by picking Nightmare, and I lost. And then I picked Xianghua.
Okay.
And it's down to the wire. I'm almost dead. He's at like throw range and another hit, or like throw damage and another hit for me to win.
Yeah.
I'm dancing around, and I remember grabbing the guy and throwing him. And during this time, another old school player, SLA, he kind of taught us what to do to beat the guard impact system that they have, because pretty much in Soul Calibur 2, the way it worked is if you guard pack in somebody and you went to do a move, they had the option to actually guard impact back.
Okay.
So what he told us to do is when you do a guard impact, you bait it by doing the move and then hitting guard to cancel. So you try to hit and then pull back, and then you get a free combo.
Oh wow.
So I throw the guy, and I'm like, you know, I know he's gonna get up and guard impact. I know if I do something, he's gonna try to GI me.
Okay.
So I'm like, I'm gonna come up with the most craziest move that I can, the most movement, and then cancel it. So I run forward and I do her. She does this ground stomp move. Just to get the movement.
Gotcha.
So as soon as he gets up, or right when he's about to get up, I just go into it and then I hit guard. So she comes back and I see the push and then I just get the launch.
Nice.
And so
for the win.
The best part about it is that, you know, the guy was really upset that I outplayed him. Like, he slammed the stick, took him down. I didn't know everybody was watching.
Yeah.
And I turn around and SLA is like doing this. It's like, that's what I'm talking about. And I was just like, you taught me how to do that.
Exactly.
So yeah, it was definitely one of my most memorable moments.
That's awesome. See, that's a good point to bring up right there. One piece of technology can win you a tournament, you know, or win you a match.
Got me to advance.
Exactly, you know. So that's what you need. You come out to your events and talk to people that you may not know and play them, and you're gonna learn something from that. All right. So that's a really good story. I like that one. All right. So any shout outs you want to give before we wrap this up?
Oh, most definitely. First and foremost, shout outs to all my Seattle brethren across all games. You know, the scene is looking really strong right now. Thank you for coming out to our event here at Northwest Majors 3. I'm hoping that we'll have something exciting and be able to top this one with Northwest Majors 4.
Oh yeah,
but
I'm ready.
Things are looking good. I mean, this is probably the best time for us to do the tournament with more games coming out.
Oh yeah.
And then, you know, of course, Evo coming up next year.
Yep, I'm ready.
And I'm just ready to watch people play. You know, big shout out to Mandel.
Mandel Scott.
Definitely one of my rivals, my old school rival that I've had for over 10
Team
years.
Seattle right there.
Yeah, exactly.
Team Seattle.
Ratana, definitely. Ratana,
Shout
I mean,
to
like,
Rat. Deadpool.
Oh my gosh, Coach. I call him Coach.
Nice.
I call him Coach because every time you play him, in no matter what game, he just gets you better without telling you anything.
Exactly.
You just figure stuff out and you get better as a player.
You have to.
And he's definitely, you know, I'm hoping that maybe he might try to consider playing Street Fighter 4 because
Hopefully.
I know if he does play that, he can get our scene looking really strong.
That'd be awesome. That'd be awesome.
I mean,
shout outs to Rat. You gotta help us in some AD, man. We
Ratana
need your help,
definitely.
bro.
I mean, there's so many people, so I'm trying to keep real. You know, shout outs to Fr4nkD4D4D4nk. Of course, shout outs to Markman.
Of course.
You know, appreciate him coming out. All the out of towners that are coming up, and anybody that really is just down for supporting the scene. Alaska, I'll give a shout out to you guys. You guys are pretty tight.
All right, man. So that's showing love, man. I know you can't mention everybody because that's a ton of people. So
I'll be here all night.
Exactly. Our apologies if we missed you, but you know we're thinking about you and we really appreciate your help. So again, Greg from Tofu Dojo checking out. Again, Frankdadank, thank you very much for your time, man. I really appreciate it. And I'll see you guys at the next Northwest Majors 4, baby. We're in to win. Let's do it.